Hello and welcome to Frank's School. I'm going to stop in my giving videos of the trip in Portugal to make a few comments. 158th day of the fourth year. Um, First video. Now, I just call this introduction to Fatima and the drive back to Nazaré. Well, the drive back to Nazaré, I just filmed a little bit from the car that we were in so you could see the lay of the land, what it looks like. Uh, I study that all the time myself, so that I can probably just forget, except that before we got back to Nazaré, we had an accident. We were rear-ended. That was in Alcobaça, and that could have been a vacation spoiler ender, but it wasn't all that bad. But I thought I'd just mention we were lucky; nobody was hurt. So anyway, that was the drive back. Now back to Fatima. This is not the best filming. I actually didn't cut the film edit it quite right. What you see last is what you should have seen at the beginning. But Fatima was not a favorite of mine or Shirley's. And Thomas, I think he maybe found it a little bit more interesting. We'll see if some of their videos go on. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, it's not the best filming. Fatima is not necessarily a pretty place. It's a pilgrimage site, and people will, I've got different feelings about pilgrimage sites. In a sense, I have made pilgrimages. In a way, every time I've traveled to Europe, it's been a sort of a pilgrimage where I've gone on a very long, difficult journey to get to a certain spot if I could, and usually I succeeded, but sometimes almost not. But anyway, a pilgrimage site is usually for a religious reason, and Fatima is, I don't know if it's the most important pilgrimage site in Portugal or not. I think it might be. In that area where we film, and one of the reasons it's not all that pretty is it's just this vast paved area where I'm quite sure that 500,000 people have been in that plaza at one time, maybe up to 1 million. When the Pope came there, all these people gathered. Now, why it's a pilgrimage site, it has to do with an apparition to some young people, and there's other pilgrimage sites like that, and I don't want to go into that. If you're really interested, just look up Fatima on Wikipedia or something and read about Fatima. But I do want to say a little bit something about this idea of so many people gathering like that. The word centralization is in this course. If you wanted to look, you could find that I have dealt with the matter already quite extensively. Centralization. I am a decentralist, and I don't understand that impulse towards centralization. In many ways, it doesn't fit me, and so many people all gathering at, and I think it's once a month. I don't know which day it is. It is the time when so many people gather in Fatima. I liken it to a NASCAR race. All these thousands of people gathering for an event, or the Super Bowl, or the World Cup, or a rock concert. I can't relate to that very well. My impulse would be to go away from a gathering like that. But there's just no doubt about it. It's a very powerful human wish to be part of such a thing. Because of that, mostly you're going to just see this vast open space where, how do you deal with that many people? In many ways, it's wonderful for the local economy. And maybe the thing that's most curious of all, Shirley called it macabre. The word is the same in German as in English, weird. Ex-votos are that's people don't use that word much, but very often people will make some kind of a promise to God or to a divinity that if something will happen, you will do this, and very often it's go on a pilgrimage. Well, in Brazil, here are some ex-votos That now it's painted for sale, but still it's in many ways authentic. I mean, it's a image of a hand, and here's an image of a foot. And why would you do something like that? Well, and there the hand, obviously there was a disease, a sore, it wouldn't heal. And the idea was if it would heal, then the person who made the promessa, in Portuguese it is, would then have an image of it made and taped to a certain spot. That's well, anyway, in Fatima, you will see them made out of wax, body parts. At one point, if you look close enough, there's a stomach, and I think you'll see a leg, made out of wax. And the idea is you buy it and then throw it in the fire. So you'll see these fires burning. It's, for those who can't relate to it, as Shirley said, it's macabre. It's weird, but people earnestly believe in it, and here's this fire going. So you'll see that. There's even a sign that says, burn only one candle. Well, it doesn't have to be a body part. I mean, it's also candles. You buy a candle and light it and then throw it into the fire, and that's part of something that I do not understand well. I don't disrespect it. I respect it because it's very powerful. It's clear. But anyway, that's some of what you're going to see in the following video. Bye for now.